Hi, guys, and welcome back to King's Quest 6 Heir Today Gone Tomorrow. Last time we started exploring the Isle of the Crown in the Land of the Green Isles. We went to the Isle of the Sacred Mountain, and now we're in the Isle of Wonder. So now we're going to go explore that. So we're going to head east. Ooh, books.
What do you think you're doing?
I'm sorry. I didn't realize these books had an owner. I'm in need of a rare book.
No owner? All books have owners, my good man. And this book owner, bookworm to you, wouldn't part with one of his books for anything.
Isn't there something I can do for you to pay for the book?
Let's see. Do you have an itinerant clause?
No. No clauses at all, I'm afraid.
As an exception, you always should.
Don't mind oxymoron and diphthong. They're fairly limited grammatical principles, you know. Let's see. A marsh pig that does Texas?
No.
No. I'm afraid not.
A dangling participle?
I'm
No.
fresh out.
A purple fiddle whacker?
No, I don't think so. Sorry.
An idiosyncrasy, perhaps?
Afraid not.
Ha! Then what good are you?
See if he'll talk to us again.
Do you have anything interesting yet?
A regular abnormality?
Let me see what I have.
So you can try to offer him the sentence, but he won't accept it.
I have a sentence. Would that do?
An incomplete one, I suppose.
Why, actually, it is incomplete.
Just as I suspected, incomplete sentences are a dime a dozen, why you can literally just find them floating about. Complete sentences. Ooh, now there's something that's hard to come by these days.
I
True
see.
enough.
Sorry.
Okay. So now we're going to kind of deal with the spider here, but we're going to want to save first.
Wow. Hiya, gorgeous. Oh, what a luscious-looking hunk of flesh you are.
Oh my.
Thank you, I guess. Who are you?
Black Widow?
How charming of you to pretend not to know. I'm Black Widow, of course. The femme fatale of all femme fatales. Know what I mean? You know, I was just thinking it was time I found my 50th, another husband. It would be quite a horror, an honor to have me as a bride. Just look at my beautiful weaving. It's so light, so delicate. You'll never want to leave my little nest.
It is a lovely web, but my heart is elsewhere, I'm afraid.
Oh, drat! The loss is yours. I'm sure you'll change your mind once you consider the advantages.
Like the fact that Black Widow spiders kill their husbands right after they mate? We can talk to her some more, I think.
Have you changed your mind? My offer of dead wedlock is still open.
That's okay. So we're gonna need to get this piece of paper.
That scrap of paper blew into my web from those books over there. The wind just thinks it can deposit anything here.
But if we try to just grab it, she'll poison us. So we need to distract her by pulling on this loose string.
Hey, don't touch that thread!
Alexander snatches the scrap of parchment, curious to see what's written on it.
Love. All right.
The wind blows the scrap of paper from Alexander's hand, but he remembers what it said well enough.
Okay, let's go ahead and save so we don't have to take a chance of having to do the timing thing with the Black Widow again. Looks like we got someone over here and someone over here, but we will deal with them later. For now, we're going to take one of
Milkweed
these.
thrives near the mucky swamp. Small bottles filled with milk grow on it like fruit. Alexander takes a bottle of milk from the milkweed bush. Apparently, the dogwood tree doesn't like Alexander standing that close.
Sorry, I'm gonna go then. Goodbye. Oh, look at all the little plants.
Unless Alexander is mistaken, those plants must be baby's tears. Vines of sweet ripening tomatoes climb up little wooden posts.
It's a crabby looking one down here.
Alexander takes a close look at the tomato in the ground. It appears to be darker than those on the vines.
What are you staring at there, boy? Go away, you rootless thing, you! Yeah.
Yep, that tomato is definitely rotten. Is that lettuce growing in the garden? It looks a little chilled.
Iceberg
Why,
lettuce.
it must be iceberg lettuce. A colorful array of snapdragons stand guard to one side of the path. The wallflowers look terribly shy. Those grapes look awfully sour.
Sour grapes. So now we can try talking to them.
Hello. Aren't you a bunch of fine-looking young plants?
Apparently, the baby's tears haven't learned to talk yet.
Good day, tomato vines.
Good morning.
How did you manage to fall off the vine, Mr. Tomato?
What do you think? I'm old. I'm rotten. Yeah. Leave me alone.
If you say so.
After all, you're just gonna let me sit here and rot on this dry ground like everybody else, aren't you?
Why, I don't know. I suppose...
Ah, never mind. Just go away. Ah.
Okay. Well, if you want to come with me, you can.
Hey, what do you think you're doing there? Get your hands off me! Hey!
Alexander picks up Rotten Tomato and puts him away. One never knows when one will need a rotten tomato. Alexander picks a head of iceberg lettuce.
Ye gads! Is that cold? Good day, snapdragons.
The snapdragons don't seem inclined to communicate with anyone.
Greetings, ladies. How charming you look today.
The wallflowers are too shy to talk to Alexander. There appears to be a hole in the garden wall. Through the hole in the wall, Alexander sees a land that resembles a giant chessboard. Wow, it really is a hole in the wall. Zounds, those wallflowers sure are shy, and the snapdragons are awfully protective of them. Alexander can't even get close to the wallflowers without causing quite a stir. A curiously speckled gate marks one end of the garden.
All right, so we're going to go in here.
A red chess knight stands at the top of the marble steps.
Excuse me, what land lies beyond?
What land? Chessboard land, you knave.
I see. And is chessboard land part of the land of the Green Isles?
It is the home of the red and white queens, rulers of the Isle of Wonder, fairest of the islands that owe loyalty to the king of the land of the Green Isles. But perhaps not for long.
What do you mean?
What is the purpose of unity with the great king and queen dead? The princess is worth serving, but the feud with the other isles is strong.
I must insist, Your Highness. I shall send the lump of coal to the Vizier and the Princess as a present for their wedding, and that's the end of it.
And I suppose you'll leave me with only this stupid spoiled egg to send, Your Highness. I want to impress the new king and queen of the realm as much as you do. As queen of this island, I have every right to that lump of coal.
Who isn't queen of this isle? The lump of coal is in my possession. Therefore, I shall do as I please with it. Besides, there's nothing wrong with that spoiled egg.
The egg, though delightfully spoiled, is not nearly so valuable as the lump of coal, and you know it. Your Highness always got to carry the singing stone. It's not fair that you get the coal, too.
That doesn't count. The singing stone was stolen by that horrid beast. I should get to keep the coal just because my stone was stolen.
It wasn't your stone. It belonged to the Isle of Wonder treasury. Your Highness always thinks that everything is hers.
Excuse me, my good man, but could you settle an argument for us?
Sure.
Which of us should get to carry the coal and which the egg? Remember, white is the color of deserving truth and virtue.
Quiet, Your Highness, and let him make up his own mind. I, for one, shall be more proper, and not even mention the fact that red is the color of love.
I'm sorry, Your Majesties. I'm partial to both red and white, but I'm afraid that I don't know how to solve your problem. One of you will just have to be gracious and allow the other the lump of coal.
What a ridiculously stupid idea.
Quite ludicrous.
He was a lot of help, wasn't he?
Oh, yes. Obviously a man of high intelligence.
Okay.
The lump of coal goes much better with my gown anyway. Black and red are imperial colors.
That's the silliest thing I ever heard. Red does not go with anything, being much too self-conscious. White is the perfect accompaniment to any color.
So we're going to grab this red cloth.
Alexander picks up the Red Queen's scarf.
I need to check.
Alexander is carrying a full head of the lettuce is rapidly melting.
See if I can grab another one, because this
Alexander
is kind of a time
replaces
thing.
his watery lettuce with a freshly picked specimen.
Perfect.
Ye gads! Is that cold?
It'll melt after a short period of time, and you need it to be at least reasonably solid so that you can use it to cool down this lake that we will find on the next island. Okay, so we're going to use our map.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
want to go to the Isle of the Beast.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
What is this?
There's an odd little creature dangling from that tree branch.
Hello, friend. Aren't you an odd-looking little fellow?
I'm not. Odd-looking you are.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you could speak.
Speak not. Funny is, speech I am and nothing but.
You speak strangely, friend.
Strange my speech is not. Eloquence I speak with.
But who are you? And why are you here?
Away I fly my home from. Lost I am therefore. Has my name too? Can you guess not? It's what I do this branch with, and the way I speak of.
Angling participle?
If you're lost, perhaps I can take you home.
Take me home too? Think not I do. Know you I do not.
Are you sure you don't want me to try to find your home?
Trust you I do not. Stay here I will.
Okay, so we're going to give him the sentence that we have.
There's no reason to use... Alexander doesn't want...
Give it to that.
Alexander holds the sentence out to the creature.
This sentence seems in need of an ending. Perhaps you could finish it?
Where are you going? Where are you going? Know what I do? Where are you going to? Like you I do. Go I with you?
Well, that was certainly interesting. It looks like Alexander now has a passenger.
Okay, so we need to save here. And that's too hot, so we need to throw the lettuce in.
Hoping to cool down the boiling pond, Alexander throws in a head of iceberg lettuce. The pond's water slowly stops boiling, cooled by the ice. It still looks hot, but bearable.
Go!
Alexander decides to brave the steaming pond.
Ouch! Ow! Ooh, 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 ouch!
The pond is no longer boiling, but it's hardly bathwater.
So we're gonna grab this lamp here.
Alexander takes the old hunter's lamp from the tree.
Don't think there's a genie in it, but we could at least see, I suppose.
Alexander rubs the lamp, but nothing happens.
Okay.
As Alexander continues down the path, he gets the strange feeling that he's being watched.
Come on over here and see what I'm doing with these flowers. Never mind that stone fella on top of the gate. He won't hurt you any. He's just there to scare you.
Gold eyes. It's a trap. Save. So we're just gonna come over here. I'm going in there. Don't you worry. And we're just gonna grab this brick.
Alexander picks up the brick.
And now we're just gonna go back to the Isle of Wonder, because we can't go in there right now.
You aren't gonna listen to me, are you? Well, we'll just see about that.
That's odd. The gardener just disappeared.
Yeah, odd. Okay, so now we're gonna go back to the Isle of Wonder.
Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Alright, so we're gonna go give the dangling participle to the bookworm.
Do you have anything interesting yet?
I do, indeed.
A split infinitive.
Let me see what I have.
Dangling
I found
participle.
this little fellow lost on another island.
Coming home I am too.
There you are, you naughty boy. I told you not to leave the island.
Glad I am seeing you too.
A most solemn celebration.
So, you found my dangling participle. I suppose I'll have to give you something. Let's see now. Was it a rare book you wanted?
Yes, sir.
Well, then none of these will do. They've been sitting in the sun far too long and must be well cooked by now. This one is far more rare. A delicious little tidbit.
Thanks.
Okay, so we'll go look at it.
Alexander opens the rare book and looks inside. The book contains riddles and has a page missing. Alexander glances at a few of the conundrums, but finds himself more curious about the one that is missing. What was the riddle, he wonders? More importantly, what was the answer?
And it has the same design as that piece of paper we got from the spider's web. Okay, so now we're gonna head back to the Isle of the Crown.
Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Hello, birdie. Sign there. Let's go see what that is.
Alexander doesn't remember that sign being on the wall before. He decides to take a closer look. It's a proclamation. It reads, "Citizens rejoice, announcing the royal wedding and coronation of Wazir Abdul al-Hazred and Princess Kasima. For reasons of security, the wedding will not be open to the public. Long live the new king and queen of the land of the Green Isles." Alexander feels his stomach turn at the thought of the dread event. If he doesn't do something soon, Kasima will be another man's wife.
Okay, let me go back in here in the bookstore.
Jalo, how fare you? And what news have you from the castle?
Prince Alex, how I fare is close to boiling. Have you seen the wedding proclamations around the village? I've heard rumors of the wedding, of course, but I didn't want to believe it, and I never thought it would be so soon.
Kasima. Married. Oh, it is an unpleasant thing to swallow, friend. If only I knew Kasima wished it. Tell me about the Wazir, Jalo.
The Wazir? Now there's a dangerous subject. His name is Abdul al-Hazred. He came to the kingdom 15 years ago. The king was fascinated by his knowledge and his fine-sounding ideas. It didn't take long for al-Hazred to convince the king to trust him with the minor problems of daily government. You see, Caliph had a wife and a new daughter he wanted to spend time with. Al-Hazred became Wazir.
And now?
Well, he's had his eye on Kasima ever since she was a young girl.
Ew.
And she is the only thing between him and the throne.
Do you think he means to harm her?
Oh, I honestly don't know. I think he'd rather keep her as wife, But whatever his plans for the princess, he will use her to his best advantage. That's his way.
Perhaps he has charmed her. Perhaps she cares for him now.
The Wazir is capable of anything, and Cassima must be vulnerable and lonely right now. Still, she has always instinctively distrusted him. Cassima has a good head on her shoulders. I'd be surprised if she's truly fallen for his words of love. I must return to the castle, Prince Alex, and you to your wanderings. May we both fare well.
Hi. So we got a rare book, so we can give it to him and get the spell book.
I found this rare book, and I thought of your offer.
Very interesting. Oh, it is a wonderful riddle book. Riddles are much more marketable than spells these days. I guess people believe more in mirth than in magic. Here is the spell book you wanted, and a fair trade it is, I must say. Enjoy it.
I certainly hope so. We shall see how rusty my spell casting truly is.
Yeah, he has a good amount of experience. I'm gonna look at it. Magic paint spell. Okay. Make rain spell. Alright. Charming a creature of the night spell.
This is the last page.
So, this game has basically two main ending paths. There's a short version and a long version. The short version, it cuts out, I don't know, at least a third of the game, if not more than that. You don't get all the points and stuff like that, but it's definitely faster. The long version, you have to do more things and you go to more places. It's a lot more in depth. I'm going to be playing the long version, but whenever we get to the point where you have to decide between the short and the long version, I'll tell you where it is so that you know for your own playthrough, so you can do either that you want. So now we're going to the pawn shop. Oh, it's you
Your
again.
candy dish is empty.
I am sorry, sir, but I have no more mints. Somebody has eaten them all.
Well, get some more then.
I fear that is impossible. Without the fairy, I can no longer get imports from the other islands, and we do not grow mint extract on the Isle of the Crown.
Oh, I hate not getting what I want.
Okay. So we're going to trade our nightingale.
Would you mind if I traded this in?
Of course, Prince Alex. Please choose something in exchange for the items on the counter.
Alexander looks closely at the items on the counter to make his selection.
This time we're going to take the flute.
I'll take the flute.
The flute? Very good, Prince Alex. May its music always be sweet. Feel free to trade it back at any time.
Thank you.
So we can trade the pearl we got to get our ring back.
I found this large pearl. Might it be valuable enough to ransom back my family ring?
I have never seen such a perfect pearl. Certainly you can have your ring back.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't sell it. I'm a bit attached to it, I'm afraid.
Of course you are. You would be cold-hearted if you felt any differently. I am happy to see a family heirloom back with its rightful owner.
So that's all we need here for now. This time, we're going to give our ring to the nightingale so that it can take it to Cassima, so she knows we're here.
Alexander holds out his insignia ring to the nightingale, hoping she perhaps is the nightingale that Jallo spoke of, and that she might be able to take the ring to Cassima. The ring is the one thing he has that might alert Cosima to his presence on the Isles.
Oh,
The nightingale
snake.
swoops down and grabs the ring.
Got the golden eyes. Genie.
She flies off towards the castle, perhaps to Cosima.
Sing Sing, what have you got in your mouth, my pretty? A gold ring? Sing Sing, where did you get this? Realm of Daventry. But this is Alexander's ring. Oh, my soul, he must be here. Sing Sing, I wish you could tell me what you've seen. Is he really here then, on this very island? Oh, if only I could leave this castle as easily as you. Take this ribbon, Sing Sing. If you know where he is, return it to him. Please be careful, Alexander. It is so dangerous, and yet I could not wish you away.
The little bird makes a delivery.
Awesome. I'm gonna grab that.
It's a red velvet hair ribbon. Could it be? Could it possibly belong to Cosima herself?
Or am I merely wishing it were so? Oh.
When I use the hand on it.
Alexander examines the red ribbon and finds a strand of long black hair. The strand of hair from the red ribbon is the color of midnight. Alexander can only hope that it belongs to his true love.
So now we're going to send the love poem to her. I think that's it.
Alexander has a love poem.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Alexander holds out the love poem, hoping that the bird will deliver it to the same place she took the ring, in the chance that the receiver might truly be Cosima. The nightingale swoops down, grabs the love poem, and takes it towards the castle.
Sing Sing, my sweet, you bring another present. Let me see. It is a poem, Sing Sing.
What was it when I looked at you? What power has chained me through and through, and binds my heart with links so tight, I cannot live without the sight of you?
Oh, Alexander. I was hoping he'd return to you. Take this to him while he waits. Hurry, my fleet one.
The little bird makes a delivery. It's a note.
Dearest Alexander, I cannot believe you are here, my friend. Please, please be careful. Abdul isn't about to let anyone interfere with his plans. Watch out for Abdul's genie, Alexander, and do not do anything rash. I am not without resources, and I will prevail if I can only find some small means of defense. Do nothing to try to get to me. You must not be endangered again for my sake. Greatly in your family's debt, Cosima.
Alexander's hand trembles as he reads the note. For the first time in his long search, he has heard her voice again, if only in writing. No words of love, only friendly concern. Friend. Is the maiden merely shy, or does she regard him only as a brother?
Okay, so now we're going to go to the Isle of Wonder again.
Go help my my daughter. She needs something to fix her hair.
Yes, stepmother.
Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Okay, so we're going back to the little garden with all the weird little plants. Okay, so we're going to try and get this hole in the wall. Need to save. So there's a possibility that this may not work because I'm on a newer computer. Apparently, newer computers, the flowers they stop dancing too soon. So we'll try it. If it doesn't work, then we'll probably have to lower our speed.
May I have this dance?
Oh, my!
Alexander stops playing the flute, but the wallflowers and snapdragons continue to dance, caught up in the music and oblivious to everything around them. While the
We got it.
wallflowers dance, Alexander snatches the hole in the wall.
Go back and take this teacup too.
Alexander takes the teacup.
Perfect. So we didn't have to lower our speed or anything. And we're going to head back to the Isle of the Crown.
Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
I go back to the pawn shop, trade in our flute. Eventually we'll have something else to give to the nightingale as well, but not for a little while.
Good day, Prince Alexander.
Would you mind if I traded this in?
Of course, Prince Alex. Please choose something in exchange for the items on the counter.
Alexander looks closely at the items on the counter to make his selection.
We're going to take the tinderbox this time.
I believe I'll take the tinderbox.
Very good, Prince Alex. Enjoy your tinderbox and bring it back anytime.
Thank you.
Let's just go to the beach down here. Okay, we're going to go to the Isle of the Sacred Mountain and start dealing with their challenges to get up the mountain.
Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Okay, gonna save. Okay, so for this, you might actually need the manual because this is their attempted copyright protection. So there are some other ways to get it out there. I think there might be some copies of manuals floating about, or maybe someone has it in a walkthrough. But if you bought the game, hopefully it came with the manual. So start by looking
There
at
appears to be something
this.
etched into the face of the cliff. Alexander decides to get closer.
Ignorance kills, wisdom elevates. So if you look in your manual, it has the first challenge. Only those pure of heart will be able to rise the cliffs of logic. Rise is in all capital letters. So that's what we have to spell. R-I-S.
Huge blocks of stone erupt from the granite cliffs. Alexander stares with wonder. That's quite a way to welcome a guest, if indeed it is a welcome.
Obviously, we're going to be saving after every puzzle because, you know, if we fall or anything like that. Okay, I'm going to save.
Alexander examines the strange etchings in the face of the cliff.
Master of languages will. And the answer is soar, but you're going to need to use your manual to get the letter symbol guide.
The stone beneath Alexander's feet trembles as more steps emerge from the granite cliffs.
Because some of those symbols didn't 100% look like the ones in the manual. Just saying. Oh, I can't believe it makes us walk up all of these. Takes forever. Okay, let's look at this.
Alexander examines the strange etchings in the face of the cliff.
In your manual, it will say the stones of stealth are associated with this riddle. 4 men standing in a row, third from the left, and down you go, which means this one is instant death. The rest in order move you on, the youngest, the oldest, and the second son. So that's what we have to push. That one, that one.
The stone beneath Alexander's feet trembles as more steps emerge from the granite cliffs.
And shockingly, everyone who lives up here, I think, has wings. So they don't have to deal with this.
Alexander examines the strange etchings in the face of the cliff.
Okay, so you got to use your manual here to kind of figure it out. There's not a lot of guidance, but basically you need the D, which is this one, the G, which is this one, the Q, which is that one, and the O, which is this one.
The stone beneath Alexander's feet trembles as more steps emerge from the granite cliffs.
Obviously has high dexterity. Because this was me, I would have undoubtedly fallen by now. Okay, and save.
Alexander examines the strange etchings in the face of the cliff.
Okay, so this is another one where you're basically picking an all caps word from the manual. It says the fifth challenge, only those of the highest order may ascend the cliffs of logic. And ascend is in all caps. So that's what we have to spell out. A S C E N.
The stone beneath Alexander's feet trembles as more steps emerge from the granite cliffs.
Awesome.
Alexander
Yay!
finds himself, finally, at the top of the cliffs. Exhausted, he steps over the lip of the plateau and stands.
Why do you make such an effort to climb the cliffs, young man? The winged ones who live on this island have the power of flight. You could have it too, if you'd only eat a berry from this magical flying nightshade bush.
Right, because I'm a moron and I don't know that nightshade is poisonous. And you're the genie.
See? The sweet berries will make you float like a petal on the wind. Try some.
No.
But who are you, matron?
Who cares? I mean, I am only a poor old woman who wishes you well, handsome stranger. Think of me as your grandmama, if you like.
Right.
How can this plant give the power of flight?
Listen, son, I'll be happy to answer any questions you like, but only if you at least taste these delicious berries. Come, stranger, trust me. Think of what I'm offering you.
No.
How can this plant give...
Listen, son.
I'm not listening to you. Please just go away.
Huge doors are set into the solid rock of the mountain.
Young man, you offend me. I try to help you and you insist on being rude.
We need her to leave so we can kind of get in this cave without her.
All right then, stay tied to the ground like a load of lead. See if I care. You human.
How odd. The old woman just disappeared in a cloud of smoke. Perhaps those berries are even more powerful than she led Alexander to believe.
Right. Okay. Let's save so we don't have to do that horrible mountain part again. But so that you can see one of the death screens, I'll have him eat the nightshade berries because the death screen is actually pretty cool. You get to go to the land of the dead.
Alexander decides to try some of the black berries on the plant. A bitter taste fills his mouth. His stomach convulses in pain. As the poison takes effect, Alexander is left wondering if this is the kind of flying the old lady meant.
Tickets. Oh. Next.
And then there's some land I have for sale in the death bogs of Tamir.
Okay. So those are fun. We'll actually end up in the land of the dead eventually, like alive, since we're going the long way. We need to try and get in this cave.
Alexander crawls through the small opening in the rock. Alexander finds himself in a dark cave.
Okay, so we need to use the tinder box. There it is.
Alexander takes the candle from his tinderbox and uses the flint in the box to light it.
We need to go in there. Come on. In there. In there. Oh, fine.
Alexander crawls through the opening in the rock. The lighting in this part of the cave is better. Alexander extinguishes the candle's flame and places it back in his pack. A plant grows on the grassy ledge. Smells like peppermint.
I wonder who we know that likes peppermint. Would it be the genie?
Alexander takes a few leaves from the plant. As he does so, a strong smell of peppermint is released. Ah! Alexander crawls back into the first room of the cave. Alexander can't see a thing. Alexander takes the candle from his tinderbox and uses the flint in the box to light it. Alexander crawls back through the passage to the top of the cliffs.
So I think this is a good place to stop. Next time we will meet the rulers of this particular island and we will end up getting thrown in the catacombs. So that should be fun. If you're enjoying the videos, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out a lot and it's very much appreciated. Thanks, guys.